Hi all, this is Sue and you're with me here at Get Sold, and I guess I'll put this under the category of video diary. I just made another video, but I'm still struggling with trying to keep my thoughts in order. They've been a mess lately all over the place, but I did ask my guides prior to turning this on and making the other video what I needed to say today. Um, Trying to get away from the me thing, and just sort of apply it to anyone out there who's listening, who's meant to listen to this. Simply that I use my experiences to try to get a message across, rather than being the person that says you need to do this, you need to do that. I don't like that. I don't like when it's projected to me that way, because I'd rather have something to think about and decide for myself. So, with that being said, since getting back from the West Coast and coming back to the East Coast, and the energies being way different for me, because I've become more and more and more sensitive to it. I've been, the last 4 years or so, I've been in more remembrances and training of energy entities and all that. And I've been given a lot of exercises, so to speak, to remember all that. And so I guess the message is this, that at any given moment, we are being asked to um, not get lost on our heads, to feel the energies around us, but to also know that we have control over those energies for us. So for me, I feel them everywhere. And because I'm getting more and more sensitive, it's like I feel it in my house, or I feel it around somebody, or I feel it in a place, uh, or even in my own head, when my little dark sides start playing around. And I feel when something is attached to me. This happened before. I think I did a video on it where I came home from uh, my dad's house and I was attacked by two entities. Again, it's all training. So it's not a victim thing. It's, do you remember who you are? Do you remember in past lifetimes and other universes or cosmos who you are, because you are needed now. So you don't have time to mess around. So while I'm going through this intensely healing process I've been going through for the last 6 to 7 years, the most intense probably after wrestling began, and that's why I was never able to really return or even go to the shows or anything, because it was just too much for my head. I've been in so many different places and pieces in my mind here. I mentioned that because that was an incredible place of strength I found. But anyways, moving on. So, I had an amusing little conversation the other day. I woke up from a dream and I was just like, right, here we are again. And I'm like, all right, Lucifer, we're going to have a little chat here. Look, I know you're trying to derail me, whether it's from inside or outside. I get it. I get it that every time I have a thought of success and knowing where I'm going, you kind of want to piss on my parade. I get it. Because if I'm this powerful eventually for my God, you certainly would want that on your side. And I know I've been on your side before in past lifetimes. We all have. Because our goal for our creator source is to experience all that we can when we get into an incarnation, a body. So we've all done it. We've all done the bad. We've all done the good. And in fact, one of my other videos, I mentioned how this was my 33rd lifetime of victimhood, meaning that I was paying back 33 lifetimes of doing black magic, of doing dark magic. And I had to vow through certain words before I could be released, that I understood. And this was through my mentor, Ingrid, and took us a while to figure out that I was in that victim mode. But once we did, I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. So she was able to help me take responsibility for that and remove that so I could start over again. That was only like 4 years ago. So before then, I was 100% victim mode, 100% going in circles, chasing my tail, angry, the whole nine, denial, all that. So having this little conversation with Lucifer kind of like made my declaration to say, look, I know how the universe works. You can't have light without dark. You can't have dark without light. We all have a choice to make right now, a very, very personal, deep spiritual choice, because it is written and it is happening that, you know, this is the time. This is the time for Earth to transition. We are her children, basically. So, do we want to go with her? Do we not? If we do, then we basically have to confront Lucifer and be like, nah, not this time. No, no, I'm fighting for the light this time. So I find that in all areas. Like I find, when there's dark energies in my house, I can feel it and I have to do something about it. I've been followed home by stuff before. I've had my own stuff come up when my brain starts looping on negativity. I can't do this. How am I going to be able to manage all of this? My brain isn't right. It's this, it's that. How am I going to survive? I don't have any money coming in right now. How am I going to? And I just watched a really good video this morning with Jim Carrey, and he said the one thing that I had the most was my faith. And I'm like, wow, because he was homeless and he was just. I'm not saying I'm homeless. I'm just saying, I'm kind of on the edge right now, but we have to control our thoughts. We have to control our energy. We have to go within. I don't watch TV anymore unless it's like just a social thing. But then I was doing something also by looking for information, seeking information, from the underground sites. And that was okay because then you're like first to know something. But then you have to realize if you're not going from within, you could be getting misinformation as well. Either way, like from an awakened point of view, it was 2020 for me. I was class of 2020. But in this conversation with Lucifer, which again sounds kind of funny, but that's what we were trained to do. He's the great deceiver, so it always sounds like silly when we talk about the devil, but it is part of the collective humanity to let us decide how we were going to go. And for me, coming back to the East Coast was literally like falling out of an elevator. It was like, here's the elevator door, it opens, and I just plummeted. I was kind of pissed at myself because I know what I have to do. I have to raise that vibe up. It's not up to somebody else to do it. And I feel his energy dropping because he's not sure how to proceed. And I can't blame, oh, something just flew in the house or whatever because of that. I have to take ownership for it, me, myself. And I have to remember a lot of us were warriors in the cosmos, dealing with this shit. So, whether you were a fellow warrior in the cosmos or you're here for new Earth lifetimes and you don't know what the fuck's going on, excuse my language, it's okay. It's okay. um, and if you're a pro and you've been around for millennia and you've been weakened, it will get better. Just stick to your faith, stick to your faith. And when those naughty little things come up, that into your mind or you feel, just put that white light around you. Just call it in, white light around you. However, I've always stumbled, like I've been through this since I was 18. I've been aware. No, actually, since I was a child, I shouldn't say 18, but 18, I began going to people, to learn more and to get readings and things like that. But just hold your ground. Hold your ground, man. You're going to hear a lot of stuff coming out, and there is going to be a lot of stuff going. They keep talking about Antichrist, this and that, and whatever. But deep down, and if something's trying to sabotage you, whether it's your own self. For me, it was always my own damn self. It was always me saying, you're not good enough. You're not this enough. And even now, like I've been told by several that they're coming after you now because you're ready for a breakthrough. You're almost there, and I feel that. I feel like I am absolutely walking through mud. I keep falling down, and yet I know on the other side of that door opening thing, it's there, and it's there for all of us. So try to keep your chins up. Try to just move through emotion. Like, don't get stuck in it. That was what I used to do because I thought that was my job, to take on the emotion for the collective. And so I could never get out of sadness mode hardly unless I did artwork because that's a whole different energy. So I love y'all. I want to thank the new subscribers for coming on board. Again, this is a shift of my own on this channel. This is a shift. This is going from I need to speak to heal my thyroid, to get all of the past stuff out, but I am not a victim. And if any of my words help anybody, I'm very blessed. But it was my healing first that had to come, and that's why I didn't care how many people saw the videos or not. The ones that are meant to will, and then eventually it'll almost be like a chronological order from A to C. So thank you. I love you. Stay faithful and stay strong. And when you don't feel strong, take care of yourself. That's something I had to learn with self-care is not how it's portrayed to be as being selfish or needy or any of that stuff after just coming through a long journey of codependency, which is super hard. It's literally coming off of a people addiction, having to hide in people. So it's been super sobering, but I know in the end it's going to be worth it. So thank you, love you, and well, more stuff coming. I think Soul 2K is going to take a little hiatus and be a little boy for a while, and that's okay. But I'm sure when he comes back, he's going to be bursting with stuff. I have old audios that he wants me to make videos of, but oh my goodness, I have to figure out how. But he does want me to do that, so stay tuned for what I can do for putting something to audios that he's done in the past. So thank you all. Love you. Stay in love. White light, protective white light, Archangel Michael, bringing protection. All right, little one. Show me your pain. So, to verify this feeling I was having, this very ramped up nervousness, jitteriness, we all have our little team. I text my friend, who was also very intuitive, and asked her to check my energy field, please. She said she texted me back and said she saw a little girl by my side who had been through some trauma. And wow. So at that point, I went and I sat down in the chair and I put the white light around me and I needed to find out who this was and what did I need to do. So I sat quietly, brought in the white light, and looked around, asked some questions, and I saw for myself this little girl. And what was mentioned also was a barn in the background of her, and I saw that barn, and I went in that barn, and there I saw what had been happening to her. And then I asked how many lifetimes, and I received the number 23. So I just went within and asked for the procedure of what this little girl needed and began to do whatever I was guided to do. Essentially, I needed to send her back to the light because she had gotten stuck. So I did that. And I thought how ironic because this room at some point was my daughter's, and back when she was open with her clairvoyancy, she too had sent a little 4-year-old boy back to the light in this very room. This room was always very energetically active. Last year, I learned there was an entity that I felt many, many years ago before I knew what I know now. And once again, my mentor had felt this energy and told me, assisted me in sending him back to the light. He was not so nice. He actually kind of kept the ladies who owned this house captive in a sense, which I never realized. I guess while I was always happy on one hand when I was going through the mediumship stuff, I got really good vibes and everything, but it's almost like since the world has taken such a turn, it's such a huge responsibility now. And it's not as fun, it seems like it was before, helping people. The burden feels heavier because I'm trying to transition myself and also help people who need it. The helping people is the beauty of it, but being aware at all given times of the different energies, forward, backwards, inward, outwards, is a lot, is a lot. But it's where we are now, and all of us who are here in this existence right now, we signed up for it. At least that's what they tell me. So let's do this thing. Let's do it together. Let's help each other out. And let's pay attention to those energies. Just stay grounded, stay centered, love one another. Thank you, new subscribers, and I'll see you soon.